Hey everybody, welcome back to May's Happy Table. I'm May's daughter Brittany, and today this video is going to be a keto Q&A video. I've been doing the keto diet since about the end of March, beginning of June, and I've had a lot of success with it. And keto is very popular right now, and I'm going to make a keto video at a later time for my mom's channel. And I get a lot of questions about the keto diet, so I wanted to put this on her channel just in case anybody had any questions, so they would go ahead and be answered. So I asked my friends what questions did they have about the keto diet. I have them listed here on my phone, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first, what is the keto diet? The keto diet is essentially a very low carb, high fat diet. That's one of the reasons I chose to do it. I've done low carb in the past and had a lot of success with it, and I find it to be one of the easier diets to stick with. I should say lifestyle change, because it's supposed to be a lifestyle change. You know, diets always fail. You got to be consistent with this stuff for it to work long term. But I always found low carb to be one of the easiest things to stick with, because I can always find, if I go out with my friends, or if I'm out somewhere and I need something real quick, I can always find something low carb out, or I can make something low carb. So again, it is a low carb, high fat diet. The carbs are 20 grams of net carbs and below. For those of you that don't know what a net carb is, a net carb is the carbs minus the fiber. And in some cases, it could be the carbs minus the sugar alcohols, because sugar alcohols can add carbs, but they don't raise your glycemic index, so they don't make your blood sugar go up. So your body doesn't utilize them as a quote-unquote carb. So you can subtract those from the total carb amount, and then you can get what they call a net carb. Now, I try to do under 20 grams of total carbs instead of net carbs, but net carbs do give you a little more leeway about things that you can eat. Okay, so that was the first question. Next question is, how easy was it to switch from your previous eating habits to keto? It was pretty easy for me, again, because I've done low carb in the past, so I didn't have a hard time switching from my past eating habits to keto. And I do love carbs. I love pasta. I love bread. I love rice. So those things are typically a big staple in my diet, but I can get them up. It's not that hard. What are some good keto snacks? What are some good snacks to eat on keto? Sorry. On keto, the best snacks I found are pork rinds. I really like pork rinds. You can get pretty much any flavor. Those have absolutely no carbs in them whatsoever. A good snack has been those little cheese wisps. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but they're just little pieces of almost kind of like fried or baked cheese that you eat like crackers. Sometimes they're called cheese wisps. I've also found moon cheese. Those are pretty good. They're a little pricey though, so I don't always get those. I'm a big fruit lover, and as y'all know, that fruit typically has a lot of carbs. So with keto, you typically have to stick with berries, because those are the lowest carb fruits. So I typically measure out like 50 grams of strawberries. I typically stick to around 50 grams of berries a day. That's around 3 smaller size strawberries. It's not a lot, I know, so I kind of slice it up, just make me feel like I'm eating more. And then I'll put some whipped cream on it. Whipped cream, depending on the kind, you got to make sure you look at the macros on the back of it. Depending on the type of whipped cream, it can have 1 or 2 or even sometimes less than 1 carb in it. So I'm the type of person that needs something sweet after she eats. So after I eat dinner or lunch, I will put whipped cream on it, and that'll be my something sweet. Those are typically the only snacks that I eat. I also been doing intermittent fasting. since I've been doing keto, which is just another way to help you go into ketosis. And that has just been with intermittent fasting, because I eat later during the day and stop eating sooner. My meals fill me up, so I don't really snack. Now, that was a big issue I had before I started the keto diet, is that I pretty much was eating all day long because I was snacking so much. But with that, I don't snack really anymore. What are your go-to keto meals? My go-to keto meals is chicken wings. I love wings. They're easy, they're quick. You can pretty much get wings from anywhere. You have to be mindful of how they cook them. Now, every place does not cook their wings the same. You can have the wings that are non-breaded, and you have to watch what sauce you get on it. So you can get like lemon pepper or like dry rub, spicy type wings that are non-breaded. A good place to go would be like Buffalo Wild Wings, Zaxby's, what's another place? Wingstop. Those are a good place to go. And then that's my go-to keto meal. What is one food you miss the most doing keto, and how have you found a good alternative? The one food I miss the most on keto is bread. I love bread. Not just all types of bread, but I love in particular yeast rolls, and I love bagels. I have found a good alternative for bagels. I tried out this fathead dough recipe, which is basically just a dough made out of almond flour and cheese, and I made bagels out of that, and they were delicious, just wonderful. And that did really curb my bagel desire, because I ate a bagel every morning for breakfast. I love bagels. How long did it take you to get into ketosis? I don't really know, because when I first started it, I tried to do the simplest way possible and not buy a whole lot of stuff to do the diet with. So I didn't buy any like strips to test whether or not I was in ketosis. I knew I was in ketosis because, you know, how my body felt. I did have the keto flu, which is one thing people talk about that they go through. I felt very dizzy. I felt like lightheaded. And what the keto flu is when your body, on keto diet, what you're doing is putting your body into ketosis, which means your body stops using carbs or sugar for your energy, and they start using fat for energy. But obviously you can't cut carbs completely out of your diet, because that's just not healthy. So that's why you have such a small amount of carbs. But when your body is switching from burning glucose for energy to burning fat for energy, it does kind of make you sick, and you get the keto flu. Now, I know some people, they in different videos I've watched it, they stayed sick for a while. For me, I would only feel like that sickness when I was doing my fasting. Once I ate, I didn't really feel like that lightheaded dizziness anymore. Also, one thing I learned, or I noticed, that if I drank a lot of water, that feeling would go away. And it's because of the electrolytes that are in bottled water. Electrolytes are a big thing while you're doing keto. You will need electrolytes. There are a lot of waters that have electrolytes in it. I would suggest doing those or drinking those. So to answer your question, I don't know how long it took me to get into ketosis, but I do know, like, say I have a couple of cheat days and then I start back eating ketogenic foods, it'll take me typically 2, maybe 3, but typically 2 days to get back into ketosis. Before keto, did you try any other healthy eating lifestyle, and how did they compare to keto? Results, foods, options, etc. Yes, I have. I've tried just about everything. Trying to lose weight, And I've been very successful in the past and gained it back, and you know how that thing goes. It really has to be a lifestyle change in order for your results to be consistent. I've done Weight Watchers in the past, which I had a lot of success with. And the only other thing I really tried was paleo. I didn't really have a lot of success with paleo. Paleo I found to be very expensive. The food that you have to eat is not very easy to stick with. Now there is, in the city I live in Florida, there is a paleo meal service, but I can't afford that. So I had to find my own food and my own recipes, and I just noticed that I was buying all this stuff and using all this stuff, and I'm a counselor and I just can't afford all of that, to be honest. So paleo just was not, it just did not work for me. Now Weight Watchers did work. I tried to get back into Weight Watchers, but they've changed it recently and it just wasn't as easy to follow and stick with to me, because things that I was just accustomed to eating, it was different. I won't say it's bad, but it was just different and hard for me to get back into. But keto so far has been pretty easy to stick with and get back into. How easy is it to stick with keto when traveling, dinner parties, eating out, etc.? I think I already answered that. It's pretty easy. That's one of the reasons I like it. How long is it recommended to do this diet? I mean, a lot of people, you know, they'll lose however much weight they want and then they'll stop doing it. So however long that takes for you, everybody loses weight differently. I've pretty much lost weight on the consistent 1 to 2 pounds a week, like they say, or like they suggest that you lose weight. You know, some people lose weight dramatically when they do keto because it's so different than the way that they're typically eating. But with anything, again, if you want long-term consistent results, it has to be a lifestyle change. One thing I like about keto is that it can be stuck to long-term. It's fairly affordable to stick to long-term, and you are eating real foods. I know high fat tends to scare people, and some people just jump in eating a whole bunch of bacon and cheese and burgers with no buns, and I personally don't eat that way. But I mean, if it works for you, I eat real food. I eat a lot of vegetables, and I do like the bunless burger every now and then. But yeah. So what is the average weight loss? I don't know what the average weight loss is on keto. Again, I started at the end of March, beginning of June, and I've lost to date 22 pounds, which I'm very happy with. I hope to continue to lose to get down to my goal weight, but I'm not sure what the average weight loss is for keto. Who/what all are your inspirations to start the keto diet? Well, we're big YouTube watchers in this house, as y'all know. So I started watching a lot of YouTube videos. First, I actually started before keto because I heard so many like different things about keto. I was scared to start it. So what I started first was the intermittent fasting, and I started watching Fledge Fitness videos on here for intermittent fasting. He's an IF warrior, and he's just has like really good, really informational, really in-depth, detailed videos that just answered so many questions. And one of the things that he did suggest for a lot of people was trying the keto diet, and it's just so informational. And with intermittent fasting, the goal of it is to get into ketosis. So I was like, well, I'm already trying this, you know, he's been giving me a lot of good information so far, so I'm gonna look into keto. And I started following, well, when I started looking more into keto videos, I really liked Makeup Shayla and her videos, and she looks great. She's lost a lot of weight with the keto diet and is really killing it. So those probably were my two biggest inspirations to start the keto diet. Oh, and I take that back. I like, what's her name? Black Girl Keto, or Keto Black Girl. I'm not sure how you say her name but she's on Instagram. I don't know if she's on YouTube. And then I follow Michelle Alvarez, Keto Gone Glam, on Instagram, and I really like her too. She's on YouTube too, but I can't remember her YouTube name just off the top of my head. But her Instagram is Keto Gone Glam, and her name is Michelle Alvarez, and she's lost a lot of weight and she looks amazing. Okay, a video that shares quick and easy meals for a person who is busy but wants to meal prep. Actually, that video that I will be making later will be a good meal prep, quick and easy video. As y'all know from the past videos I've made, I'm all about the quick and easy recipe. I don't want to spend all day in the kitchen. So I have that coming for you soon. What does it mean for your body to go into ketosis? I already explained that. What is a common mistake people make when they are going into the keto diet? One mistake they make is eating hidden carbs. There are carbs in just about everything, y'all. You have to count everything. When you drink coffee in the morning, you have to count the creams that you're putting in your coffee. If you chew gum, a lot of gum has carbs in it. You have to count the carbs that you're chewing in your gum. Your sauces, ketchup has a ton of carbs in it.
Are they hidden carbs?
Yeah, they're what you would call hidden carbs. They're just things that you normally wouldn't think of. Like, for instance, the cream in your coffee, you would think because it's not sweet, but milk has a lot of carbs in it altogether. Milk has a lot of sugar in it, whether people know it or not. Lactose sugar. So just hidden carbs is one mistake. You can chew 2 pieces of gum, depending on the gum, and that's 10 carbs for the day. You can only have 20. You know what I mean? If you're a person that puts a lot of cream in your coffee, if you put 3-4 tablespoons of cream, that's about 8 carbs. So if you drink coffee and then chew 2 pieces of bubble gum, you haven't even eaten anything, and that's all your carbs that you can have for the day. So watch your carbs. Every single thing has carbs in it, so make sure that you're looking. Misconceptions that people have. I don't really know of any misconceptions other than kind of like how I mentioned earlier, that people think everybody on keto eats a pound of bacon and a slab of cheese every day, and that's all they're eating, and they're dropping all this weight. A lot of people also think that it's like the Atkins diet. It's not like the Atkins diet, because the Atkins is just like really, really, really low carb, heavy on the meats. But again, with keto, it's more whole foods that your 20 carbs is suggested to come from vegetables, low carb vegetables. So zucchini, mushrooms, broccoli, cauliflower, bell peppers. So you stay away from the things that have a lot of sugar in them. Onions, potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, stuff like that.
You have to stay away from those.
You have to stay away from those, or eat them in moderation. Count out what you're eating. If you're the type of person like me, again, like I said, I like fruit. I just really watch what I eat throughout the day so I can have that sweetness, because candy is pretty much a no-go on keto. So, and I like I said, I'm that person that has to have something sweet. So just try to watch your macros and make it work for you. Now, a lot of people, after they've done keto for a while, they adjust their diet to more of a low carb instead of a ketogenic diet, so that way they can start eating more carbs. So, but they're still relatively low carb. Low carb is typically around 75 grams of carbs or less a day. I think Makeup Shayla says she's up to like 50 grams of carbs a day, I think, in the last video I saw, which is significant from the 20 grams. You can eat a lot more with that extra 50 grams. I'm not sure if that, once I get to the goal weight, if that's something that I will do, or if I'll just stick to the 20 grams of less. But most people do that once they want to get to a maintained weight. They up their carbs, but they don't go high carb. They're still on a relatively low carb diet. or style of eating, because it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. Explaining your personal opinion, how easy it is to stick with and what you had the most trouble with. I think I kind of done that already. I think it's very easy to stick with. I've had the most trouble with, what have I had the most trouble with?
You talking about the foods?
Yeah, I mean, I do love the stuff.
Pasta?
I do love I haven't really eaten pasta.
I was talking about not having it.
Oh, I mean, probably the hardest thing for me to give up actually is potatoes. I like potatoes. I didn't realize how much I ate potato, like not even necessarily in a potato form, maybe like potato chips or something like that. I didn't realize until I decided to start keto how much I ate that stuff on a regular basis. So that's probably the one thing I would quote unquote say I had trouble with. But in order to get around it, I would just bring snacks if I wanted one. But I don't really snack much, again, like I said, because of the intermittent fasting. But snacks that I do a lot that I forgot to mention earlier are, I will bring like a cheese stick and a couple of slices of salami or pepperoni, the big round pepperonis like you get from the deli, and a couple of olives. I love Kalamata olives. I'll bring a couple of those, or a couple of like sliced cucumbers, and I'll eat that as a snack. Sometimes that's just my lunch because I really like it that way. I mean, I really like that little combination, but that could be a snack or a lunch. Explain about carb consumption and which grains are acceptable. I explained the 20 grams of carbs or less. I explained, making sure you're watching all your sauces. I really can't think of an acceptable grain, y'all. Hold on, my mom was saying something to me.
I was wondering how many questions was it?
Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't put a number on. She's asking me how many questions I had. I'm sorry. I didn't number the questions. Actually, that would have been smart to do. But this is actually the last question that I have, was the explain about carb consumption and which grains are acceptable. I'm not sure any acceptable grain. Just everything has carbs in it, y'all. So just watch your macros on the back. Make sure you can make everything that you eat match your macros, and make sure you're also hitting your calorie limit. That's a big thing that I've had to learn, is your body needs a certain amount of calories to work and to burn fat and to lose weight. If you are eating only 500-600 calories, it doesn't matter how healthily you're eating, your body's going to turn everything that you use into fat, and it's going to store it because you're not eating enough to fuel your body. You need to make sure you're eating a certain amount of carbs a day. And everybody thinks, oh, well, that's not a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit, so say you go to, and people don't really realize when they're eating how many calories they're eating. So say you eat a bagel for breakfast. A bagel, depending on the bagel you get and the whatever smear you put on it, that could be 300-400 calories. Then you drink your coffee. If you are the type of person that puts a whole lot of stuff in your coffee, a whole lot of sugar and a whole lot of cream, your coffee could be almost 100-200 calories. So you could be 700-800 calories at breakfast time. And the average person only eats around 1,500 calories a day. So here it is, breakfast, and you're already halfway through. So if you go to a fast food place on your lunch break and you get burger and fries, that burger and fries can be 1,500 calories on its own. So here you're over 2,000 calories and you haven't even eaten dinner yet. And it sounds excessive, but that happens all the time, and you don't even realize how many calories you're consuming. And that was a big issue for me. Like, once I use a calorie counting app, I use MyFitnessPal. So before I started doing that, when I just counted every single thing that I ate, as far as coffee, what I put in my coffee, my lunch, my sauces, I was shocked at the amount of calories that I eat in a day. So I typically try to stick to around 1,200 calories a day, and I try to make sure I hit that goal. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the keto recipe that I'm going to put up. If you have any questions, please leave us a comment below. Make sure you like this page. Like this video. Subscribe to my mom's channel. Thumbs up. And bye.